Ever since I watched this scene in Iron Man, I've always wanted a robotic arm for myself. And I know that tons of YouTubers have done this before me. And this guy, not even a graduate, decided to do this himself. So first, I started by interfacing some servo motors with an Arduino board to figure out the angles and monitoring the PWM signal at the same time.
Nice.
And then finally, I connected an MPU 6050 sensor with it and started to map the tilt angles to the servos. It took me over 2 days to actually finally figure things out, but now I can move on to the next step, 3D modeling. After assembling the 3D printed parts, attaching the servos to the joints, and reconnecting all the wires, I was finally able to test the movement of the arm. Everything was going smoothly. And then. And back to 3D printing. I ended up printing these servo brackets to level the surface of the adhesion as I'm super gluing my way through the arm. The arm seems to work just fine, but I've barely scratched the surface of it, because now comes the most daunting part of it, making it wireless. As I came closer and closer to completing the project, that's when I was hit with errors. A lot of errors. And that's when I came across another problem. The gripper was missing. Meanwhile, I was struggling with figuring out what was wrong with my code. I spent hours and hours to resolve the errors and was getting too exhausted to continue. After making the gripper, I was still facing issues with the code. Sometimes the mapping was not correct, and sometimes it was doing this, whatever this is. I'd spent more than 2 months on this project off camera, and all this while being a full-time student and a part-time intern. I had to stop. But then, as I was about to put the project down, something struck, and I went back a few steps. The main problem with the current design was that the sensor was randomly disconnecting again and again and causing a break in the signal transmission. The next problem was that the transmitter literally stopped sending signals while it was connected to the breadboard. So I decided to completely scratch the MCU-MPU combo and brought in something that everyone has these days, a smartphone. Firstly, I decided to use the built-in IMU of the smartphone to control the arm, but that failed as quickly as it came to my mind. That's when I really hit a jackpot. I thought to myself, why not combine a controller and a robotic arm? So, if you're struggling to keep up a bit, it's okay. In this phase, I decided to design a web UI to interact with the robotic arm directly through my smartphone. This web UI would be running on none other than our ESP's IP address.
I'll be back.